In today's video, I'm going to be planting the tomato seeds, finally. I love the smell of a tomato plant. They just smell like summer. So we're going to go into the greenhouse and you'll get a little explanation inside. Hi, I'm Robin. Welcome to Robin's Container Garden. So today I'm going to be planting tomato seeds. Now I'm planting them out here in the greenhouse because I want to be out here for a start. There is a future video which will be the building of the greenhouse, so you'll get to see what it looks like being built and kind of how much space it takes up. I'm squinting a little bit. I probably need my sunglasses on. It's very, very warm in here. Now, I have a thermometer. You won't be able to see it. I'll take a picture of it up here. But out here in the greenhouse right now, even with the door open, it's 21 degrees. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not. I'll do a screenshot so you can get a good look. And then the weather app says it is 13 degrees, and I'll do the same thing. I'll do a little screenshot and I'll put that up to show you the difference in the outside temperature and the inside temperature. So it's really warm in here. A few days ago I planted some more leeks out here, and I also planted some lettuce, and I'm leaving them in here as an experiment. You'll hear me say everything's an experiment. I'll say that over and over and over again because I do believe that everything you do in the garden is an experiment, and whatever works for you is going to work in your garden. Just what works for me is not necessarily going to work for you and all the other YouTube gardeners out there. So you'll want to just try certain things in your garden. Try 2 or 3 different things and see what happens, and go from there. So what I've been doing, because we're still having really cold nights, haven't had a frost in almost a week, which is fantastic, but I know that next week is supposed to be really cold. This is, I don't even know what date it is. That's really bad. This is, I'm filming this on the 26th, so Saturday the 26th. This video will go out a week tomorrow, so by then we probably will already have had our last throes of winter. It's supposed to snow on Thursday, but I'm a little skeptical about that. But we'll see. But what I'm doing is, I'll show you a picture of these later, is I've got some leeks planted and they've got a cover over them, and I've got some lettuce planted and they've got a cover over them as well. And what we do in the evening when the sun goes down, jeez, it's so bright, when the sun goes down we put a pillowcase over it, and we're hoping that that's because it's in the greenhouse and it's got a pillowcase and it has its cover. It's kind of 2 or 3 different layers of protection against the frost, and we're going to see how it works. And if it works really well, I'll start putting some stuff out here after next week, I think. So, but today I'm going to be planting tomatoes. Now, I have 5 different varieties of tomatoes, and the only one that I can put a picture up of is this one. It's Black Cherry F1. Now the F1 means that it is it's a hybrid variety, so saved seeds from this may or may not end up with the same thing. Now this particular one has 12 seeds. The tomato packets typically have fewer seeds, especially the really special ones. This one is supposed to, well, you'll see a picture of it just over here, or maybe over there. I don't know how much room I've got either way. But I'm going to be planting this one. This is the first year I'll be growing this one, and can't wait to see what it looks like. It's supposed to be kind of a dark purple looking on the inside and the outside, so we shall see. And the next one is Sun Gold, and I've got those in here. Now the Sun Gold came in a packet of 10. I'm gonna fold this over because I've only got this. So this is a packet of 10, and I planted 2 last year to see if I could get them to germinate, and they germinated beautifully. So I've got 8 seeds left, so I'm hoping that they'll go. And then these are cherry tomatoes, by the way. And then, wait a minute. You know what I showed you the wrong one. That was Cherry Baby. Cherry Baby is the first one. It's an F1. It's just a cherry tomato. It's it comes in like big kind of chandelier kind of things. It's an indeterminate. All of these are indeterminate tomatoes. So I'm not gonna have any bush tomatoes this year. I'm considering it for next year, but we'll see how this goes. But this is the Cherry Baby. This is the one that's the hybrid. Sorry about that. Now this is the black cherry, and the yellow sticker denotes it's an organic tomato. So we shall see if this one actually does what it says it's going to do. And then I've got 2 regular cutting tomatoes. One is called Marglobe, and there's actually 200 seeds in here, which is really good. And then we've got another one that's called Legend, and it only has 20 seeds. So we've got 5 different ones. I'm going to plant probably 3 to 4 each, and I'm planning on having 6 plants that are going, because you've seen the garden, so you know that it's not an allotment. It's not a great big huge garden, so we've got just so much room. I mean, I could just plant all tomatoes because we love tomatoes, but I'm also planting these because I want to try them in the Grow a Recipe with Me, and I'm going to try to put a card up. I don't know if it'll work because I've never done it before, so I'm going to try to put a card up so you can get to that that video. And we're going to make some, when we are able to start harvesting the tomatoes and different things, we're going to make some salsa and some pico de gallo. So that's what these are for. We're going to test the different ones, the cutting tomatoes, salad tomatoes. We're going to see if those are better or the cherry tomatoes are better. And I know that the Sun Gold are kind of an orangey, yellowy color, and I think they're actually quite popular with gardeners all over the UK, probably even in the US, because of the taste. They're supposed to taste really good. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have 2 plants of the Sun Gold. So I'll have 4 cherries altogether and 2 cutting or salad tomatoes. Last year I only had 1 of each, and we got far more, obviously, far more off the cherry tomatoes than we did the other one, but we still, off of both of ours together, I think we ended up with roughly around 300 tomatoes for the season, which was fantastic, because I know last year, sorry about the engine, sorry about that, I know last year there was a lot of blight going around, so really hoping that that's the same this year, that we're not going to get caught by it. We did get some late blight, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember which one. At least one of these cutting tomatoes are blight resistant, so we shall see. I can't say for sure one way or the other, but we will definitely see. So what we're going to do first is, I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to put some, I probably need another one because I want to put 2 rows of 3 each in here, so that's only going to give me 4, so I need to get another container so I can do that. And I'll be right back. You will have by now noticed that I shed my sweater because it's roasting in here, so it's doing its job. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sift compost, because these are obviously not going to be where the tomatoes are going to live. After they get big enough, they'll get repotted, but to make the repotting easier and to give them more space to grow and put in good roots, I'm going to sift the compost. And that was advice that I got from Steve over at Green Side Up. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel down in the description below, but he's got a lot of experience in gardening, and sifting compost, and I've used it before. I've used it last year, I've used it this year, and it's definitely works. So I'm gonna sift some compost, and I'm probably gonna sift it twice. It's not hard to do. It's actually quite easy. My bucket's a little bit smaller than my sifter, so, oh, that feels so good. That soil is lovely. Now, the reason that you sift compost, and I really hope you can see me, the reason that you sift compost is because compost, especially the stuff that you buy, is going to have stuff in it like rocks. I don't even know what that is. Lordy. Sticks. Things that haven't broken down all the way. So you want to get that out of the way, because that actually makes things a little easier. Like there's a little stick here, and you don't want that in there, because that will get in the way of those roots developing really nicely. Now see all of the chaff that's left over. So it's stuff you don't want in your plant mix, so put that aside. I'm gonna probably need to do a few of these to get all three of those containers filled up. So you really should be wearing gloves when you're messing with soil, but I just love the way it feels on my fingers. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to go to my grandpa's farm, and I would help plant, and I would help pick purple whole peas and dig potatoes and stuff like that, and there was nothing more I loved than getting out in the dirt. I'd come home with filthy hands, and my mom would always just go, wash your hands, Robin. Dirt never bothered me. My grandma used to say, Robin, you're precious, but you're not precious. And I think she meant that I'm not too good to get my hands dirty. And she was right. There's just something about putting your hands in soil. I don't know what it is. It's just, it's nice. And it brings back a lot of nice memories from when I was a kid going to the farm with my grandpa as well. So that can't be bad, can it? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take all this chaff and I'm going to throw it in my compost bin. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to try and see how much of this will fit. Can't see this. I'll take a picture on my phone so you can see what went over the sides. It did kind of come out a little bit, but there's rocks down there. It's fine. There's no harm. Okay, so the next thing is filling up these trays. Now these have got holes in the bottom for drainage, so I don't have to worry about poking holes in these. There's plenty of holes in all of these, so I'm not worried about that. I will put these, I don't know if I'm gonna leave these outside. I might take them in until after we have that cold snap next week, and then I might bring them out here and let's see how they do out here. So we shall see. I'm gonna fill these up. And then I will bring you in a little closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so as you can see, that sifted compost is a lot cleaner. It's a lot looser. So what I'll do is I think I'm going to put a little bit more in there actually. A little bit more there, up to those little drainage holes there. Now I'm not going to tap it down too much because I want that to be still quite loose. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some water. I'm going to put some water in there and get it moist. I'll do it again after I put the seeds in. But I want that compost to have some moisture in it before I put this tomato seeds in. Okay. Now, before I do anything else, I'm definitely going to label these. So I'm going to do the 2 regular tomato seeds first. So Marglobe, and the other one is called Legend. That sounds ominous, doesn't it? Okay. So I'll put the Legend over on the right side and I'll put the Marglobe over on the left side, so I know which one is which. Now, where did my thing go? There it is. I'm just literally taking this Sharpie and poking 3 holes, just deep enough, not very deep, to put these seeds in. Now the reason that I'm doing that is because I want them in specific places and give them enough room to develop once they start coming up. Now this is the Marglobe. This is the one that's on the left here. And I'm only going to plant 3 seeds. Get back in there. The other ones decided to try to escape. Now that is a tiny wee seed. I think it's still a bit of a miracle that we can get anything out of tiny little seeds, but we can. That will grow into this glorious plant that smells like summer, and it's going to feed us, which I think is fantastic. So there's that one, and I'm going to put this over here so I know that that's one that I've already sown. And we're going to do the same with this one. I can fill seeds up here at the top. I don't want them to come out. Get down there. As soon as that opens, I think that one will fall inside. Oh God, it's roasting in here, man. It's so hot. So again, there's only 3 going in. 4 fell into my hand. Actually 5 fell into my hand, but I'm only going to put 1 in each hole because I don't want to waste them, because I'm hoping to have some left over for next year. So I'll put these other 2 back in, fold it down and tape it closed so they don't fall out, because they're teensy weensy little seeds. Okay, so that's my cutting salad tomatoes. I don't know how you, the bigger ones. Those are now sown. And I'm just going to pinch that closed. I'll do a close-up of this in a minute with my mobile. And then I'm going to water these in a bit, just to let the soil settle around them. And that's it. That's it. I'm going to plant the other ones now, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, so I'm doing this one with my phone. I don't know why I did it that side. Okay. Now, I'll put in the labels. And I'll have to come back when I get the seeds open because I'm doing this holding it with my hand, sorry. Okay, so these are the cherry baby ones. Did I pick up 2 there? I did. I'm gonna put 1 in there, 1 in there, and 1 in there. And then these are the black cherry. So I'm going to put 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Now I'm just going to pinch this closed. I've already watered it, so I'm going to pinch it closed. And then I'll water it again. Just kind of pat it down a little bit. And then I'll give it another water. Okay, here's the last one. These 2 have just been sown here. So the last one is the sun gold. Now, what I did, we actually use these at my work, but I wanted to get some for myself, so I picked some up at a little garden center. They call them seed packets, believe it or not, but I think they're just exactly the same as what we use at work. Oh, goodness me. There's hardly anything left in there. So I'm just gonna put the sun gold in here, and I might just, you know what, I think I'm just gonna sow what's left of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 left. Should have been 8, but there may be down in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and sow 6 because I need two of these. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sow 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There should actually be 2 more in there. Are you in there? Oh, I can see something down there. So I've got 2 more. A little backup. So those are my sun gold, and I'll do the same as I did with the other ones. Is I'll pinch that closed, and then I'll water them in there. It's already watered, so really good water. So this is all the tomatoes planted. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them indoors. I'm going to put them under my grow light, and I'm going to put another one of these containers that doesn't have any holes in it upside down over the top, and I'm just going to tape it so it doesn't fall off because they're a bit gangly. I'll show you. See, that's my leeks. So I've done the same thing with them. So I'll have something that goes upside down over the top of them until they come out, until they come up. So, right. And that will be my tomatoes. Now the plan is next week I'm going to plant my potatoes. So with any luck, I'll have enough compost. The rest of my containers are coming in tomorrow, so I've got all those ordered and they're on their way. And like I said, with any luck, I'll be able to plant the potatoes next week. Now, having said that, we'll have to keep a really close eye on them. We might keep them in here until after we get out of the danger of frost, because I am actually sweating. It's so warm in here. Can't get up. I've probably smeared dirt all over my face. But the tomatoes will stay in the house until after we've got through the worst of it, and then I'll probably bring them out here and I'll cover them up and let them stay out here during the day. Might bring them in at night, who knows, I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, It's an experiment. Everything's an experiment in your garden. I did not raise tomatoes from seed last year except for some sun gold, and I planted it far too late, and it flowered and it had baby tiny green tomatoes on it, but they never ripened because it was just too late in the season. I think I planted them in July just to see if I could get it done. Never planted tomatoes from seed before. Always used seedlings, and so this is my first year of doing that. And I'm not joking, that is the most glorious smell, tomato leaf. I love tomato leaf smells. So I'm really looking forward to having these come up so I can start sniffing them, smelling summer. So that's the plans for next week. And like I said, I will at some point, I know I've got dirt all over my face, I just know it. At some point I will upload the video of the building of this half greenhouse. And one of the things about this is that I got it on sale. It's small enough to fit in my garden where I need it to fit. And it's kind of like a mixture between a greenhouse and a polytunnel, and it's not green at all, it's white. So although the poles are green, so maybe that counts. But I'm not going to call it the White House, especially because of where I'm from. But it is 7 foot tall behind me. You can't really see it from here, and I'm going to rig up some shelves across the top that just kind of fold out like that. That'll give me some more room for plants to sit in here and do their thing, and it will help kind of make this as useful of space as possible. There is a slight possibility that I might use the greenhouse to grow my cucamelon and my cucumber, but we will have to just wait to see how much room I've got in here once kind of the growing season really gets going. So the last thing I want to do before I sign off is ask you, what tomato varieties are you growing this year? How many regular tomatoes, how many cherry tomatoes, which ones are new for you? Which ones have you grown before and they're your old favorites? I'd love to hear about it, so please tell me in the comments, or go over to my Instagram or Facebook page and comment in there, and those links are down in the descriptions. Would love to hear what you're doing with tomatoes this year. Are you growing them in your greenhouse? Are you growing them in a polytunnel? You're growing them outside? You're going to be brave like me and put them outside on your allotment. I just love to hear all about it, because tomatoes probably are one of my very favorite garden plants, and I'm so excited to get started, and I'm so happy that I finally got these in the soil. So they'll be up relatively shortly, I think, because of the heat in the greenhouse and the heat in the house with the grow light on them. So I'll post updates on my Instagram and my Facebook page, and we'll certainly be talking about them in future videos. So that's all I've got for this week. So until next time, take care, stay safe. Bye y'all.